Look, man, it's time to become a ghost. It's time to get away from the distractions. It's time to get away from the temptations. Get off social media. It's time to just, isolate yourself and just lock in on whatever it is you're chasing after. Really lock in. Like, not just saying you locking in, but actually locking in, actually working and grinding every single day. Actually putting in work, actually putting energy towards where you want to be. Trying to make the right moves that you need to make in order to elevate, in order to make progress, in order to take, that step forward. It's time to go ghost. It's time to become a ghost. It's time to disappear from the distractions. You know, you don't got to party every weekend. You don't got to go out every weekend, man. Spend that time working on you. Spend that time working on, your craft, working on wherever it is you want to be. Step away from the drama, step away from the toxic relationships, step away from the habits that ain't helping you or the routines that ain't helping you, man. Like sometimes you gotta go silent. Sometimes you gotta isolate yourself. Sometimes you got to make sacrifices. And I talked about this before. Like, if you really want to be successful, if you really want to grow, if you really want to become the best version of yourself, you got to make sacrifices. You got to cut off the things that are holding you back. And you might not think they're holding you back, bro, but if it's something that's taken away from you, if it's something that's, throwing you off your focus or throwing you off your pivot or, taking away the time that you need to work and the time that you need to grind, you probably shouldn't be doing it. If it's something that's causing you to take steps backwards, like you got to disappear from it. You got to get rid of it. Those are distractions. Those are temptations. Like, you're never going to be able to grow and you're never going to be able to reach your full potential if you keep falling into these temptations, if you keep falling into these distractions. Yeah, you might think you're going, you might think you're making progress, but in the grand scheme of things, like, that's not going to get you anywhere. Like, you got to actually lock in on you. You got to actually lock in on your goals and on your dreams. Yeah, it's okay to have fun here and there. I'm not saying don't have fun, but bro, like, you got to put, you first. You got to put your goals and your dreams first. Like, they're not just going to happen by themselves. They're not just going to come out of thin air and just pop up in your life. You got to go get it. You got to work for it. You got to grind towards it. You got to put energy and a lot of time and dedication towards it. And, those distractions are taken away from that time. Those distractions are taken away from that dedication, man. So flee from the distractions, flee from them temptations, and, start to move in silence. Like, literally become a ghost, because true growth happens when you stop broadcasting your every move, when you stop posting that you're doing this, or you stop posting that you're working out, or you working on this. Like, move in silence, bro. Be quiet. Don't nobody got to know what you got going on. And that's part of ghosting, and that's part of becoming a ghost. That means working behind the scenes. That means working behind closed doors. That means working in the shadows so people can see the results for themselves. You don't got to talk about every single thing. You don't got to broadcast everything that you're doing, bro. Like, just work, just grind. That's it. And they going to see the results for themselves. Because oftentimes when you like to speak things out and you like to broadcast to everybody, like, you have negative spirits that are watching that. You have negative spirits that are going to try to bring you down and do everything in their power to stop you from the goal you just told them about, or to stop you from getting to where you just talked to them about. Like, everybody don't got to know what you got going on. Everybody don't got to know your next move. Everybody don't got to know, how much you worked or what you did today or what you doing tomorrow. Like, everybody don't got to know that. Keep that within, become a ghost, and just work behind the scenes, work behind closed doors, bro. Because like I said, these people are going to try to bring you down. These people are going to try to be negative. They're going to try to do it before you or throw a wrench in your plans. Like, they're going to do something. I'm not saying everybody, but there's going to be that one person that just tries to, take that away from you. And, that doesn't happen if you just keep things to yourself until they're completed or until the results just speak for themselves, So go ghost, man. Like, isolate yourself. Sometimes you got to isolate yourself and you got to separate yourself from others to rebuild yourself or to just become who you want to be. Like, it's okay to ghost the world for a while. It's okay to get off social media. It's okay to isolate yourself while you focus on you, while you focus on your life, while you focus on your purpose, your health, your faith, your mindset, your goals, your dreams. Like, it's okay to isolate yourself during that period. It's okay to be isolated all the time. Like, you need isolation in order to grow, in order to learn yourself, in order to, you know, grow, in order to take steps forward. Like, you need isolation sometimes. You need to be by yourself sometimes, man. So sometimes you just got to do what you got to do and become a ghost. You got to ghost the world for a while. You got to get off social media. You got to stop looking at other people's life and focusing on what everybody else got going on. Simply just focus on you. Simply just focus on the steps that you taking and the work you putting in, and what are you doing on a day-to-day basis to be where you want to be. And, like I've told y'all before, like, something that's really helped me just focus on me and focus on my life is getting off Instagram and, getting off the social medias and stuff like that. Like, I'm not constantly looking at other people's lives. I'm not constantly comparing myself to people. I'm just running my own race. I'm focused on me. I'm focused on that next step that I'm going to take. I'm focused on, am I putting enough work in? Am I living up to the standard that I want to live up to? Am I, doing the things I need to do in order to reach my goals? I'm not looking at people post their cars. I'm not looking at people post they grind. Like, I'm just focused on me. I'm focused on my grind. And also, bro, when you get off social media and you just become a ghost, like, you kind of get that detachment from the need of validation. Like, you don't feel needed to be validated by anybody. Like, somebody who's isolated, somebody who believes in themselves and knows what they want, doesn't need attention, doesn't need likes, doesn't need validation to prove their worth. You just know that you're living up to your own standards. You know that you're living up to the things that you want to live up to, man. So becoming a ghost means that, like, you don't rely on the outside approval anymore. You don't rely on that outside validation anymore. Like I always say, bro, you're not supposed to worry about what people are saying about you. You're not supposed to worry about their opinions or anything like that. But it gets to a point where, like, you don't even need that validation, bro. Like, you just know that you're doing the things that you want to do. You know that you're doing the things that you're supposed to do in order to be where you want to be. And it's easier to do that when you get off social media and you get off Instagram, because you don't feel the need to post for people. You don't feel the need to broadcast everything that you're doing to get likes or to get validation or to have somebody slide up and be like, oh, you putting that work in, man, keep going. Like, no, bro, like, you know what you want, you know where you want to be, and you know what you need to get there. So all you need is your own validation. Like, all you need to know is, and all you need to ask yourself is, am I living up to my own standards? Am I doing the things I need to do to be where I want to be? Like, that's it, bro. You don't need the outside validation, because that leaves you stuck. When you're constantly getting approval and you constantly getting validation from everybody, bro, you're never going to take it to that next level, because you're just satisfied people pleasing. You're satisfied, looking cool in front of everybody. But deep down, like, do you really feel like you're doing enough? Do you really feel like you're putting enough work in? Or do you feel like you're taking the right steps needed? Like, when you lock in with yourself and you just focus on yourself, that's literally all you're focused on, bro. So the outside validation takes the back seat and it kind of just goes away, man. So, like, I advise everybody to just take a season or take a moment to go ghost. Take a moment to become a ghost. Like, literally just focus on you. Literally just lock in with yourself for a period of time and just come back stronger. Like, disappear for a season, man. Get off social media for a season and work and grind and be dedicated every single day and let people see the results. Like, you don't got to say a word. You don't got to post about it. Just work behind the scenes, man. Work behind closed doors and just lock in with you. Lock in on the things that you want, man. Like, it's okay to go ghost for a minute. It's okay to isolate yourself. Like, turn your silence into a weapon for you to grow. Turn your silence into a weapon for you to become the person that you want to become and to reach all the goals that you got for yourself. Like, sometimes you need to just lock in with you and focus on you and, shut out the whole world. Sometimes you need to just become a ghost. But that'll be all for this video, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you like this video, go hit that sub button. We're on the way to 600 subs. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one.